Hi, ma'am. Good day. My name is Nicatelin from Section Bravo. So, for today, I'll be going to discuss the forensic chemistry and toxicology from chapter 1 to chapter 2. So, what is forensic chemistry? A forensic chemistry is a branch of science that apply and applications that is very useful to conduct an examinations when it comes to crime scene. This is very useful because it is very helpful to have an accurate to have an accurate findings, but because of this forensic chemistry diri na to makuha ang mga maadjong result. So now I'll be going to discuss about the history of forensic chemistry. When we see the history of forensic chemistry way back before, and there are three instances before is the Egyptian, Greek, and Romans. So they are the persons or the philosopher who study about the poisons, that poisons is used for murder and executions, and this poisons is very this poisons is the use for the king or queen before when they are going to serve or to work. And the father of modern science before is si Democritus. And also we talk about Socrates. Socrates is the person who drinking the hemlock poisonous plant before, so he was sentenced into death. So, and after that, for many years and after how many centuries, so it's starting that there's some few philosopher na nag-start na mag-study for the examination to expand their knowledge and get some more ideas, and that's why diri na ma-apply ang fingerprint. And the Locard exchange principle, so diri state ni Locard na he has huge contributions when it comes to fingerprinting. So si Locard nag-state siya diri na even the person or the perpetrator denied that he didn't commit the crime, but the evidence still remain. So pasabot niya ni, that's a quote na gibutang diri, wherever he step, wherever he touches, whatever he leaves, even unconsciously, will serve as a silent witness. For example, bulaong ka nga wala ka nagpatay, but because of your physical evidence tungod sa imong baro, tungod sa kutsilyo nga nabilin nga imong gigamit pag commit ng crime, that is considered as a physical evidence. Pwede na magamit ng ebidensya na ilang i-examine to prove that nga ikaw nga isa ka tawo nakakommit ka ng crime. So muna giingon nga gitawag kini na silent witness. So diri na ni father of modern forensic toxicology. Si Mateo Joseph Bonaventure Orfela is a Spaniard. He also study and work in the university in Paris before. He also work and study about the medicine. So he is also a very expert person when it comes medicine. So matawag siya that time na usa ka din sa eskwelahan tungod kay knowledgeable enough siya, and kato na time naapod sa isa ka libro nga ijang gi-publish. So ang pangalan sa libro that time is nga libro nga ijang first na na-publish is Treatise on Poison. Mao to ang pinakauna nga libro nga tungod man gud siya ang una nga tawo nga nagkandak ng experiment about sa unsay epekto sa poison. So after ni adto naghimo siya ng libro nga ijang gipanganlag Treatise on Poison. So diri na punta ni Francis Galton fingerprint. So si Francis Galton si di ay ang nagkuan sa tulo ka main pattern sa fingerprints, which is loop, whorl, and arch. So siya ang nagkuan sa klase-klase na classification ang characteristic sa ingani nga fingerprint. Diri na differentiate and what is the similarities and more. So diri na gikuan na fingerprint is very applicable when it is very applicable to the law enforcement, labi na silang pagtrabaho but because of the fingerprint, it is very accurate gajud ang ijang findings and the result when you are going to conduct some examination to the laboratory. So mo nagiingon ni na nasa sa libro sa una nga gikuan ni dyan na about sa fingerprint. So ang kanal katuko ko ng libro nga ijang gikuan, dapat sundon kuno to sa mga law enforcement kay didto kuno sila makakuha ng mga knowledge or ideas aron makabalo sila sa mga procedure pagkandak ng, for example, fingerprint examination and more. So didto makahatag ng mga ideas and information. So, importance of forensic chemistry. Unsa man kuno importante sa forensic chemistry? Ang importante kuno sa forensic chemistry, diri mahibaw-an nato kung ang pagkamatay sa usa ka tawo manggod is natural or dili ba natural. So mao ning gi-apply nato ang forensic chemistry. Ang forensic chemistry, it is a branch of science that apply an application. Ang pasabot ni ana mag-apply diri nato i-apply ang crime scene. Diri mag-examine, diri ma-apply nato ang ebidensya na atong eksaminon towards the laboratory. So diri gikuan nila na that time diri i-apply ang atong pag-search, paghatag nato ng legal process. Nganong ang forensic chemistry matawag man nato ng legal process? It is because ang physical evidence dili siya maka-deny, dili siya pwede matumo-tumo na mga ebidensya. So ang crime scene manggod, ang crime scene analysis, diri na siya magamit sa forensic chemistry. It is because diri ta mag-conduct ng examinations about sa drugs, urine tests, and more. So diri ta sa forensic laboratories in the Philippines. So way back in the history of King Philip, before the Royal Decree number 188 by King Philip, diri sa Pilipinas na dadetay mga pipilan nga mga forensic laboratories labi na sa maulukit nato dito sa Valenzuela City o sa Marikina City, and maapil po diri si PDEA and more. So diri ang mga forensic chemists magkandak ng mga examination. So unsa po kuno ning the crime laboratory? The crime laboratory is in short a crime lab. So diri sila mag-conduct ng mga examination labi na sa mga physical evidence, trace evidence, and more evidences that they are already collected from the crime scene. So diri gi-state na even if you are a personnel or uniform personnel or non-uniform personnel, pwede ka mag-conduct ng examination diri sa sulod sa laboratory as long as if you have enough knowledge or you are expert to do this kind of work or job. So, but because of that, the requesting party must submit an official letter before sila mag-conduct ng mga examination. Dapat sa legal process and legal procedure. So, diri ta gi-state diri what is the forensic chemist. So, the forensic chemist, it refers to a person who is who is professional, who is knowledgeable enough to conduct an examination towards the laboratory, and this persons give a conclusions or best findings to the examination, and this person is or has already experience and already attending seminars and trainings, an educated person of course, and he has a integrity. She or he has the integrity, and she good to perform his or her job. And then characteristic of forensic chemist. So the first one is be able to spend hours religiously applying. So if you are the forensic chemist, you just have to be patient. So in order to spend more time, don't be rushed. You just have to spend a lot of times. So it consume a lot of times when you are conducting or when you are going to examine some evidences in the crime laboratory. Then the second is clearly and concise answer challenges in this findings. So if you are a forensic chemist, you must know that the findings of the result or the findings of the examination is clear. Dapat klaro ang result, which is the positive or negative. You just put and some informations about those findings. And the last one is possess moral integrity. If you are the forensic chemist, you are honest. Dapat dili ka pwedeng bayaran sa ubang tao na himong illegal ang imong trabaho. Dapat professional ang imong pagtrabaho. Then The functions of forensic chemists conduct qualitative and quantitative examination. When we say qualitative, it refers to a questionnaires or a question it written, and when we say quantitative, it refers to numbers or a ratio of the evidence, and conduct examination of explosive and explosive ingredients. Conduct examination of firearms and paraffin gas. Of course, you're going to conduct an examination especially to the firearms to identify that the person or to detect that the person is using that gun in the present of time. Then conduct gunpowder examination of clothing to verify possibly gunshot distance. You just have to conduct examination to that particular clothes in order to know that this person is possibly gunshot distance. Kung unsa ka ladyoa si Jan nagtira sa usa ka tawo or usa ka butang nga diha makita nimo ang paglagsik sa powder sa mga bala. Then conduct toxicological examination of human internal organs. So this is na magkandak ka ng mga examination sa parts sa lawas sa usa ka tawo, sa sulod sa lawas sa tawo, diri ang pagkuan sa pwede po diri example nimo, pwede po ang blood water and more. So conduct examination of fake products. We also that there's some example of fake products, the liquor brands and bleach, semen, cigarettes and more. Conduct blood alcohol determination. The purpose of conducting the blood alcohol determination is to know that the person is present to take some or drink some alcoholic. Then number 8, examine urine tests and bloody fluids to present the dangerous drug. So, if you are the forensic chemist, it is your job or responsibility to conduct an examination to the person, to the perpetrator, or even the victims na imong itest ang iyang ihi or body fluids like mga singot or uban pa like semens aron mailhan nimo na ang kanang isa ka tawo nagtik na sa ng drugs. Ang basihan magud na ang isa ka tawo nagtik ng drugs, ang basihan ana ay i-examine ang imong ihi or even ang imong dugo. Conduct research and training related. If you are forensic chemist, dapat dili ka kampante nga knowledgeable enough ka. When nobody's perfect, di ba? So dapat mag-research gahapon ka na related sa mga cases sa pag-examine para jaon kay enough knowledge o smooth ra ang imong pagkandak ng examination, walay sagabal. Deliver lectures on forensic chemistry. So, dili ra ang pag-deliver nimo ng information diha sa inyong organization or even sa imong pagtrabaho. Dapat magkandak ka ng lecture ngadto sa military, ngadto sa mga uniform personnel and even sa school and even sa mga university para ma-aware sila, makakuha sila ng mga information and ideas gikan diha nimo. Testify and provide expert opinion in court as well as written. So, ang isa ka forensic chemist kuno pag dito na kuno siya sa korte, ang tawag kuno niya expert witness. So si Jarek na kuno ang mag-provide ng mga expert opinion ideas ngadto sa korte. Si na ang mag-explain and explain further kung unsay finding, kung unsay conclusion sa ingana na examination, sa kanang klase na ebidensya. Respond to queries of all investigative units and renders expert opinion. So, ang pasabuting ani, you have the right to respond or you can be able to give a formal answers to this person nga mag-imbestiga sa imo. Dapat tagaan nimo na mag-pay ka ng attention nila. Kana field laboratory, so mo na niya ang pasabot nga actual examination na kao. Then 4 stages practice of forensic chemistry. The first one is collections and receptions of the specimen. So if you're going to collect some evidence from the crime scene, so you just have to take note and put the details in everything in the notebook or even in a formal bond paper or formal papers. Imo ibutang kung kanus what time, what date, or what is the exact evidence nga imong nakuha, what are the evidence that you have already received, imong kanasang isuyat. Then the second is actual examination. After you collect some evidence, you are going to proceed another step na mag-conduct na ka ng actual examination. Then the Stage 3 is report writing of the result. So diha na nimo diha na mahibaw-an kung ang result which is negative or positive na ang result sa pag-examine nimo sa ingana-ingana nga klase na ebidensya. Na fourth is court appearance. So final stage na. All the evidences that you already examined, you just have to bring all the evidences to the court, so therefore you can explain further what is the findings, what are the conclusions that you can be able to give to the court, you can be able to give. And forensic chemist and expert in witness court. So this is the requirements that you can be a forensic chemist. The first one is education. You just have a license or registered chemist, and of course master degree. And then the second is training. The training is undergo trainings and seminars. So you have a lot of trainings, you are attending a lot of seminars. Then experience, of course, for how many years dapat jaon kay hamok na experience ing ani. So therefore na daghan ka ng mga ideas, experience, ma-improve ang imong skills. And golden rules in the practice of forensic chemistry. The first one is go slowly. Don't be rushed if you're going to conduct some examination, especially kung confidential kaayo ang mga ebidensya. So dapat imong ganiron ang pagkandak nimo, dapat maghatag ka ng taas na time. Then be thorough, step by step. Dapat dili ka mo shortcut sa imong pagkandak. Take notes. Every conduct nimo ng examination, i-take note nimo. Mao ni, for example, mao ni ang blood test examination karon, urine test examination karon, imo nang ikuan, i-take note nimo time, date. Then consult others. Of course, you're going to ask some information, you're going to ask some questions to the other forensic chemists in order to gain more knowledge, in order to receive some information from them, and to be able to expand your knowledge or ideas, to grow your skills. And use imagination. Of course, you just have to use your mind, your imagination. Like, think twice before you act, because if you are kanang careless ra ka, if wala kay saktong pangunahuna, there is a possibility nga dili magkatarong ang resulta, pakyas ang imong pagtrabaho. So dapat ang use imagination, imong igamiton ang imong saktong panghuna-huna, imong paglantaw. Avoid complicated theories. Of course, dili ka mo gamit ng mga hamok na theories. Dapat mo gamit ka ng isa ka theories na applicable lang sa imong pagtrabaho, na applicable pud sa tanan. And we are now to proceed at chapter 2, the physical evidence. So, when we say physical evidence, it refers to any material object introduced in a trial for the purpose of proving a fact and issue based on the demonstrable physical characteristic. So, when we say physical evidence, it is an object or materials that atong nakulik from the crime scene, na mao ni ang mga material na atong i-examine nga kini, if mo ni atong ipakita nga to sa korte, i-proof na to nga ang isa ka tawo is guilty siya, proof na to nga mao ni sakto nga ebidensya. Then natay gitawag diri na classified of physical evidence. The first one is physical nature, the microscopic, solid, liquid, and gaseous. So the type of examinations to be conducted in the laboratory, the first one is drug tests, drug analysis, paraffin tests, and more, and etc. So when we see trace evidence, it is a microscopic evidence. This is a small evidence that we are already collected from the crime scene. So mao ni siya, fingerprint, hair fibers. Mao ni siya ang possibly, not possible, but this is the kuan nga nabilong siya sa trace evidence. It is because need siya ng microscopic. So, ang trace evidence di ay needed na siya ng e-microscope aron diha nila ma-identify or ma-detect nila kung diha ba ang isa ka tawo ba is nakakumit ba gajud ng crime. So ang kini siya need man gud ni siya, tapos ang DNA need pud siya i-examine dito may bawaan kung isa ka tawo, for example di ba sa DNA sa mag-asawa or jaoy bata na kaduduhaan kung anak ba na nimo or kanang isa ka tawo, ang isa ka victim napatay siya i-DNA pa na niya di ba ibil pa din DNA gihapon na. So mo nang require kaayo ang mo nang giingon nga ang physical evidence it is very accurate tungod dili siya mabag-o kung unsa ijang resulta maura jud. Then DNA. So unsa ang DNA kuno any tissues from the victim or suspect such as hair, finger, nails, bone, teeth. So mao kuno ni ang angay kuan sa DNA kini sila. So body fluids, ang body fluids mo na to singot, ang atong laway, and then semen, ingani kanang kuan sa laki. Then impression, toe marks, tinamakan, mga shoe prints, fingerprint, and marks and tire tracks. So derita magkuha nan kuan, diri na to magkuha ta ng ebidensya tapos atong i-examine. Tapos weapons, of course, ang diri nato mabal-an kung unsa na klase na pusil, unsa na klase na bala. So ato nang i-examine na pod ay process and legal procedure ini ana. So question documents, it is written or using printed method or papers, so on and mo. So miscellaneous trace evidence such as dust and dirt. So mo day pug kuno ni diri apil pud kuno ang abog, apil pud kuno ang hugaw, fibers and pain, skeletal remains and fractures of matches. So the value of physical evidence is human factors. Compare ang physical evidence to testimonial. Ang physical evidence is accurate siya kaadyo. Unlike sa testimonial evidence na kuan ra siya kanang pwede mabag-o, pwede dili, magbase ra sa mga witness bitaw na ay kana si Janik puan tapos mana na pod na kuan man good mo ni. So dili siya consistent. So ang physical evidence man good consistent siya, accurate pagajud siya. Whatever mo nag-ingon, whatever you see is whatever you get. Minga na bitaw. So ang physical dapat gitawag diring physical properties, physical evidence cannot change mo na tong gisulti. Tapos ang human factor man good sa physical evidence, ang pasabot ni ani can't lie, quit, die, forget, or get fired. So ang pasabot ni ani ang physical evidence daw kuno dili kuno ikalimod kung unsay resulta mauga jud. While ang testimonial mo yung giingon ma-change siya, mabago-bago, madungagan. Then dere na ta sa circumstantial variability, diri na to ma-proof na ang isa ka tawo is beyond reasonable doubt. Diri po na to ma-proof na ang isa ka tawo is guilty. Establish probable cause, establish a suspect present at the crime scene. Diri po na to ma-proof na ang isa ka tawo is present sa panghitabo sa krimen. So, collection of physical evidence. So, ang mag-collect ko na ng physical evidence, ang naka-insert ani is si Suko. Team must have several main goals in mind during the process of collecting evidence from the crime scene. Reconstruct the crime, identify the person. So, they are the one who is very responsible to collect some evidences from the crime scene. Then, sila pod ang mag-identify sa usa ka tawo nga nakakommit ng crime. Sila pod ang mag-preserve sa evidence for analysis. Collect such evidence in a way that will make them stand up in a court. So kung unsa ilang nakulik na ebidensya dapat maupoy is ilang ipasa ngadto sa korte. Dili kay nakulik nila ang kutsilyo ipasa nila sa korte lain ang ilang ipasa. Then trace evidence. So the trace evidence constitute the most common type of physical evidence. So mo kuno ni ang pinaka-common na ebidensya which as the investigator or crime scene specialist is likely to encounter. The trace evidence refer to microscopic as what I mentioned earlier na ang mao ni siya nga atong mga trace evidence na makuha na to sa crime scene, those are blood, glass, foot, tire, impression, fiber, and more. So the collection of evidence begins when a crime scene has been truly processed. So the collection kuno ang ebidensya kuno is kanang nahumana bitaw ang for example nahumana ang krimen. So dito pa ka mag-collect ng mga ebidensya, dili pwede nga kuan. Tapos the collections of evidence you just have to write the details, the time, what are those evidence na imong na-collect. For example, cellphone. You just have to put the brand, unsa nga unit nga cellphone, unsa na klase na cellphone, unsa hitsura sa cellphone, naguba ba na unsa ba. So mo na imong kunon. So most pieces of evidence are collected and placed in paper containers. So for example, sa trace evidence, di ba mga gagmay man sa dyan na mga mga ebidensya, i-microscopic man animo, dapat ibutang na nimo sa saktong butanganan na collected in a proper or in a paper containers, envelope, pocket bags, whereas liquid items are transported liquid. Labi na sa mga bitaw, mga dugo, or mga bitaw, unsa na kanang gikan ba sa tao ba nga pinakagagmay sa na ebidensya, dapat gajud imo na siyang ampingan, dili pwede na masugula na siya contaminate kay ang resulta nga na dili na accurate ang ijang result tungod kay nasagula na siya. So ang munay buhaton bitaw apply na to ang criminal investigation diri. The first responder nga inigabot ni siya ang mag-protect sa mga ebidensya. Ija pa di ba? Kakita man mo nga ikuan na ikordon, di ba? Ikuan. So pasabot ing ana, kung asa dapat nakuan ang krimen, dapat ijang libuton, protektahan to niya aron walay makasulod. Then second, mo sunod na si second responder, then katong mga investigator, another more, di ba, maabot na to sila. So muna to magkulik ng mga ebidensya, mag-identify na kung kinsa ang suspect and more. So guiding principles, collections of physical evidence, the first one is sufficiency of sample. So if you're going to collect some evidence or to submit some evidences to the laboratory, dapat sufficient. Ang pasabuti nga ni, dapat sakto kadaghana or sakto ka kuana, di ba? If you are going to have the urine examination, di ba nay butanganan nga murag baso-baso, dapat imo lang punon. Tungod kay maunay need nila nga ilang i-examine, dapat ing ana kadaghana nga imong isubmit. Then standard for comparison, of course, diri gi-apply siya kay imong i-compare ang matag evidence na ilang gisubmit, di ba? Then maintenance of individuality, dapat, di ba, different semen should be packed individually. Dapat dili, for example, dugo sa usa or ihi sa usa or ihi sa usa, imo na itampo, dili pwede i-separate nimo sila in different bags or even nga plastic nga dito ni ikuan mo sila, or even a small cup, di ba, natoy cup nga na naka-cover, dito na nimo ilahi-lahi na nimo. Tas labeling and sealings, it is very important nga i-label imo suyatan. So for example, urine, blood, ana pang suyatan na imo para it easy to identify those some evidences na imong nakulik, na imong i-examine the next day or the next hours. So mahara to, ma'am. Thank you and